Yeah, I want to take y'all through my life journey a little bit.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, gang, here's your opportunity to win my custom Maserati Ghibli, AKA Mossberg. All you got to do to get entered is to buy one of my screensavers, and yes, my Maserati could be yours. The car is sitting on custom air ride. The car has a ground effect kit, spoiler, rear window spoiler, custom wheels, and a custom wrap designed by me. All you gotta do is click the link and grab your entries today, and you could be going home with this customized Maserati Ghibli sitting on air ride. Get entered today. Let's go. Click the link in the description. What up? It's your boy Stunner Reese, and I'm back with another video, man. Yeah. It is Friday, and it is still raining, y'all. And I am still actually waiting. I don't know if y'all seen the last video, but I'm still actually waiting on my people over at Wrap Up 305 to hit me up so I can go and take Mossberg so they can check out that tail light so we can get that situated one way or another. So if the tail light needs to be replaced, I want to go ahead and get it replaced so that it can be in the car before I get a car away. So also, guys, if you're watching this video, definitely do your boy Stunner Reese a solid. I know if you watched the last couple of videos, y'all know that I've been super sick, but I am actually starting to feel much better. My throat is not hurting as bad. I know I still sound funny, but yeah, I'm feeling a lot better than I was earlier. So I'm definitely feeling like I'm on the downside of it, on the other side, and I'm coming back around. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for all the wonderful messages, all the prayers, all the text messages, every single one of you guys on every single platform that has reached out to me, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, every single one of you guys. I'm just so appreciative of y'all. Y'all don't even understand. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all once again. But yeah, gang, I am ready to get outside. I'm not gonna be around too many people like close up on anybody like that. I'm about to go downstairs to Trader Joe's because it is currently, what time right now? It is 1:46, and I have not ate one morsel of food all day. Just tea and smoothie, that's it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go downstairs, grab me a steak, and then come back up here, eat me a steak, fix me a little vegetables with it, and that'll probably be my only meal for the day. And then I am going to, like I said, wait for them to hit me up in reference to come in there so we can take a look at the situation with the light. Hopefully it's something like really simple that they can fix. But if not, then, you know, we're gonna have to get that other light ordered, so. But yeah, gang, weather-wise, yeah, real shitty day. We got rain. Buddy out here on a bike. One thing about Miami, I'm gonna still ride them bikes. Make them deliveries. But yeah, so, you know, typically Fridays is the day that, you know, a lot of people come in. And I know all of the people that's coming here this weekend for spring break is pissed off for this day right here. But I know that the police department is happy as hell. Cause they ain't gonna hire too much of nothing to patrol like that. So, yeah. But yeah, still got a messy house, y'all. I haven't got the opportunity to clean up and everything yet. I just started getting hungry, so I said, let me, I was actually watching Diary of a CEO, and he talking to a gentleman that built a business, Gymshark, was built a $1.5 billion business, and the guy was only 19. So yeah, I be just looking at motivational things like that, guys. You know, if things can be done, it can be done. And nobody knew that he was gonna do that. He just tried and he didn't give up. And that's what you guys gotta learn to do too. Build your brands. He built a brand, man. He built a brand, and now he's a billionaire at 19. Yeah, so it's amazing, guys. It can be done. So y'all know my brand, guys, the GALAUDI Black Clothing. I love y'all for supporting it. I love y'all for picking it up. Make sure y'all click the link in the description. Go grab y'all some of that. Yeah, it's just one of the things that I do as well. So, but yeah, gang, I'm finna go ahead and get downstairs, grab this steak, and then I'll holler at y'all when I get back up here. Let's get it, yeah. You know what's going on with that little boat? He's flying. Another quick glimpse of him right there. See a red light on the top of it. Cruise ship right there. All right, gang. So your boy Stunner recently made it back to the store. Yup. Went and grabbed me a steak. You feel me? All right. Grass-fed steak, man. Had to go to grass-fed organic. Yup. These steaks right here, $15 each, everywhere. But hey, you gotta spend a little more to make sure that you're putting the right stuff in your body, right protein and things like that. But what I decided I want to do real quick while I'm actually feeling a little better, I'm actually feeling a lot better, while I'm preparing my little meal, I want to kind of give you guys a breakdown of how Stunner Reese became himself. Because I think one of the best things that I am starting to learn being at home, watching all of these different shows and things like that, is to see how people took their journey. And for me, I don't think a lot of you guys know my journey, my life journey. So, yeah, I want to take y'all through my life journey a little bit right now. If y'all don't mind, hopefully y'all don't mind. Grab my little seasonings real quick. But I think it's pretty interesting because, you know, I'm not saying I've made it to any status that I'm even close to being comfortable with by a long shot, but I feel like it still can be a little motivational and inspirational for somebody who may have not heard this story before. So basically, oil on this boy. Rinse it off real quick. So Stunner Reese was born, famous Cook County Hospital. It is basically the hospital where if you ain't had no money, then they will take you and deliver the child. And the crazy thing is, my grandmother was a nurse, and she worked at the other hospital, which was not too far from there, which was called Mount Sinai Hospital. But my dad and mom met at the park, Douglas Park, right where I grew up at, which is on Roosevelt Road in California. I stayed at 1301 South Fairfield for pretty much all my upbringing, right in the heart of west side of Chicago, Douglas Park. Even as a kid, man, it was tough. I lived right by the projects, was on the next block from me, Washington. And I think all those projects is probably torn down now, but and then if you went down a little farther on California, going southbound, you was gonna run into the Spanish people. All the essays, all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get it. I ain't gonna over ramp nothing up, but basically, you run into a whole different, you know what I'm saying, type of situation or scenario. So you had the G's and the Vice Lords was the primary, only two gangs in my area where I lived at. But it was dominantly more GDs. But if you crossed over Roosevelt Road, you finna start running into the Vice Lords, heavy. So it was always a situation where, even though you're a kid, you have to learn quickly. You have to grow up quickly. So, but back then, the neighborhood raised you. The village raised you. And if you did something wrong, even if your parents weren't there, you're gonna feel it. You feel me? It was really different back then. And today, you can't definitely, do what you used to do back then. People look at you crazy. You tell them you're gonna discipline their child. That's just in the times we're in right now. But it was structured. It was organized. It wasn't just a free-for-all, everybody do whatever, and there was no sense of organization with everything. It wasn't that. It was, we gon', make sure we do what we do, but y'all kids, y'all gonna get y'all shit together. Y'all gonna play sports, y'all gonna do this. Yeah, of course, the kids, a lot of times would make their decision to join the gangs and whatever the case may be. But, go ahead and throw this thing in here, get it nice and seasoned up. Air fryer. works, though. But you're gonna pretty much, to continue on, you're gonna pretty much have respect. And some people, you know, in their lives, they chose different paths or whatever. But for me, at a young age, at that time, my mom, my dad was actually together. So I started off with both my parents. And it was great. It was fun. I remember going, seeing my cousins, being with my dad. We used to always go to the park. We used to always have toys. My dad was an entrepreneur, man, hustler, my superhero. Always had businesses, always having his own business. Versus my mom, she was one place pretty much my whole upbringing. And that was it. There was no transferring jobs. She was one place, and that was it. She did what she needed to do to make sure that her job there was absolutely phenomenal, flawless. She also, my mom was so thorough on cleanliness and making sure we were clean and taking baths and washing your face, and she stayed on us about that. Always made sure that we had a meal on the table, no matter how much she worked, no matter what she had to do. Made sure we was taken care of. Then we also had other family as well. On my dad's side, we used to go to my grandma's house on my dad's side, and my cousin Delano, rest in peace, cuz, love you, boy. But at a very young age, man, I mean, young, I started to see, because my dad always had some sort of cool car. So I remember my dad having these little cars called Chevy Vegas. Now, they're not very cool to today's standard or nothing, but he always had like a popping color, an orange one, a green one. Then he went on and started buying Corvettes. Then he went on and started buying Lincolns and Cadillacs and this and that and this, and he always would switch cars. And my mom, on the other hand, would get one car and she would drive it until it was undrivable. She would drive it till the wheels, like literally broke, wheels fell off, literally. So I seen both sides of that coming up, you know what I'm saying? Be manageable, but hey, still live your life. So I always seen my dad with these cool cars, and it was actually a couple of guys in my neighborhood that had some very cool cars too. But at a very young age, I can remember wanting Hot Wheels cars and model cars that I would build and put the wheels on. We used to go to a store called Zare, and I remember going to the toy section, and I would always go straight to the model cars and just look at the model cars, and I always want a model car. Mom, can I have a model car so I could build me a car? And she said, whenever she could, she would always buy me a model car. And she know that would have me occupied for days, and days. Then RC cars came out. My dad bought me an RC car. Then I started getting better RC cars. And I just started customizing my RC cars. And even with the models, I would customize them. It would come a certain way, but I would add my own little flair, my own little pizzazz to it, you know what I'm saying, to make it my own. So it was just one of the things where I feel like I got that portion of it naturally. Now, the other thing that I got from my family is, especially on my dad's side, my dad was always into something. My dad had a record company called GALL Productions, and he used to always be around all big name celebrities. Shy-Lights, the Isley Brothers, Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin, all of the big names that y'all hear about back in the day, Tina Turner, all of them back in the day. My dad was around and in the mix of that all the time because I had his own record company. He used to throw shows. And here's where my hustler mentality came from. My dad would have us at the Taste of Chicago with boxes of flyers, passing out flyers to people about his upcoming shows. And his shows would sell out. I learned that from a young age. Put together a nice flyer, a nice poster where people were seeing it everywhere. People start seeing it everywhere. They start believing it, like, oh, this must be legit, for real. Well, I really learned that hustler mentality, and one of the things that my dad always taught me at a young age, because I don't ever remember my dad at the first part of my life working for anybody. He used to work with his family, but not for an employer. You know, they used to do their own, I think, construction companies and this company and that and this, that, and other, but never worked like a 9-to-5. Oh, I'm going to Walmart or no. I never seen that with my dad in my earlier years. But one of the things that stuck with me, when even as a young kid, one of the first lessons my dad taught me was whatever you do, make sure that it is something to do with sales. You know why? Because if it's something that pertain to do with sales, then you have no cap on what you can earn as long as you can get the product. And the other thing that I remember him always doing is, I mean, in retrospect, of course it was a cap on doing concerts, but his record sales from his record company, he could have sold $1 million, $2 million, $3 billion. What, you never knew. So that was his one thing that he had, that I jumped in that game as a little kid, not knowing what the hell I was doing. But the other thing I learned from that is, if you have to be awoke to make money, you're in the wrong field. And what that meant to me is get you something that's going to be making you, earning you money while you sleep. While you're up, you're refining it, making it better. But when you go to sleep, you still got that money rolling in. You still got people buying it, trying to buy it, calling to buy it, trying to do something to buy it. Again, this was one of the most important lessons that I ever learned in my life from my dad. So, but again, going back to my mom, dedication, loyalty, cleanliness. You know, make sure you stick in there with it. So I'm actually learning 2 lessons from both my parents simultaneously while they was together. But in different ways. I'm taking different things from both of them. My grandmother, same way. My grandmother worked at Mount Sinai Hospital for as long as I can remember me being alive, being born, all the way up until probably my 20s, 30s. So she had many, many years, same hospital, taking care of people every day, you know. And then she eventually, when we moved from west side of Chicago, we actually moved to the north side of Chicago. But my grandmother stayed there. But she, basically my mom and my dad at some point was off and on. So they would be together, but they would be off for a little while. So we'd be back at my grandmother's house. And then we'd come back, and we moved right next door to my grandmother's house, literally in the next building. And then we stayed there, and then it was a time where we had just moved away from the nest egg, and we moved in the area called Cabrini Green, lived on Cedric. So this area, again, was another really, really high crime area. So, I mean, you heard about all the glorified news, you know, media telling you about all the crime and stuff. But this is an area that they really, really hyped up. So, world famous Cabrini Green, man. But even when we left over there, my dad always grinding, making stuff happen. I remember my dad had a vision of a product he had saw. It was called the Gut Buster. It was an exercise machine, and he was like, listen, this is innovative. This is something new. Nobody else is doing this. So this product had just came out. It was like a little machine that you put your feet in, and then you pull back on the handles. But he ordered thousands of these things. And I remember my brother Daryl, or was it my brother Michael? One of my brothers, because my dad had multiple, you know, other kids outside of my mom, before and after I was born. But yeah, I remember one of my brothers had told him, man, Dad, you're not gonna be able to sell these things for $20 each. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna sell them for $30 each, just because you said that. My dad went out, had us with him, and he was selling them for $30 each. I was like, the determination he had the drive to show my brother that you can do it. I can do it, you can do it. I'll never ever forget that. Never. So that was one of my life lessons that I think kind of like brought me into the hustler part of me. You know what I'm saying? Then, at a young age, my brother, Daryl Holloway, caught on to the hustling aspect. He was a real hustler, like nothing illegal, all legal, but he was like, he got it. He got it from dad, honestly. And it was in his blood, and he was just every day, I'm gonna hustle, and grind, made lots of money and lots of different things. Drove some of the best cars back in the day. I remember he had a gold AMG Mercedes with a ground effect kit, so nasty. Everybody loved that car. But I'm gonna cook the whole damn steak. Let's talk. Take a look at this thing. Take a look at this thing. Oh. I definitely didn't want to overseason it like I did that last taco I made the other day. Yes, sir. But yeah, I'm gonna kill this whole thing. But yeah, so my brother picked up on it and started a couple of businesses. And my brother was young, and he picked up on the beeper business. And beepers was just brand new out there. I was a young kid, and he at first would have me around, so I would just come around because I ain't really have nothing to do. Going back a little bit before that though, I used to be wanting to be a rapper, but the thing that I really wanted to be more than anything was a race car driver. I loved cars so much. I was like, man, I would see the little short, the races on TV whenever I could catch it. And it's like, I don't even remember seeing that often, but whenever I could catch them and they was on TV, I would just be sitting right there. Somebody would try to change the channel, I would be so mad, upset, because I wanted to see that. That's like what I wanted to do. That's what my passion was. As I got older, still was in the cars, still loving the cars, and always loved the RCs. I kept me an RC car, building them, modifying them, making them, my own. And that went on. And then I found a new love and passion. But this love and passion kind of like came by accident because I had got into a little trouble where I was, when I was living with my mom and dad, and they was having more and more issues, more and more beef, you know what I'm saying? And it was starting, I could start to see that they were, I guess you want to call it, falling out of love, but didn't really want me to see it. So my mom thought it would be a good idea because I think, getting that feeling from them a little bit, I started to backlash a little bit. And I remember I had got caught trying to steal a bike. And again, this was for one of the guys in the neighborhood. Now, of course, I didn't, get in trouble because I didn't steal a bike. I got in trouble, for trying, but I didn't get the bike or anything like that. But my mom could kind of like sense a bad path. And again, with it being one of the guys from the neighborhood, the guy knew who I was, but he had a bike that wasn't locked all the way up, and I'm trying to reach my hand to grab the wheel and to pull it, from underneath this gate. but I mean, obviously he heard me. So with that being said, my mom was like, you know, I understand. Um, you know, it's a lot going on. I'm gonna send you to live with your Aunt Shirley for a year. I did not want to leave. I did not want to leave all my friends, all my cousins, and everything. But I did have my cousin Patrice and my cousin Pam, who actually lived upstairs from us. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna go too, to go live with Auntie Shirley. So me and Pam went, and we went to live with Auntie Shirley down in Bloomington, Illinois. It was about a 2.5 hour drive from Chicago. But when I got down there, one of the things that kind of I got into, because it was way different scenery, cornfields everywhere. Anywhere you want to go was a long ass walk. Ain't no like little corner store right here, this, that, none of that. So, but what I would see is kids outside playing sports all the time. Now, yeah, in my hood, kids play sports, but they play strike them out, where you paint the X, the box on the wall with the X in it, and somebody at the box, the bat, and you try to throw the ball and you try to hit it in that box with the X in it on the wall and try to strike them out. You know, that was about the gist of that. All the basketball rims in my neighborhood was all tore down all the time, so didn't really get a chance to play basketball. But when I got out there, I got a chance to start playing basketball. I was like, man, I like this, you know what I'm saying? Also, I had a chance to start playing football, because, you know what I'm saying, they were into football out there. So started picking up on sports a little bit, and kind of like found another passion with those. So I joined a football team out there and played. And then this was before high school. And then I found one other passion that I think was, it's more, this passion came more from my father, and it was breakdancing. Now, did my dad dance or anything like that? No. But my dad was an entertainer. He was around entertainment all the time. And I met a couple of guys out there that was into breakdancing. I ain't know nothing about breakdancing like that. Again, I loved hip hop and stuff like that, but I met these dudes, man, they was into breakdancing. Like, I remember being in school and they started breakdancing, and everybody started coming around them. And like, oh. I'm like, what? I'm like, look at all the attention they're getting. You know what I'm saying? Look at how people is being happy and thriving, and you know what I'm saying, just, you know, is bringing so many smiles to everybody's face because they dancing. So right before that, the movies, I think Breaking came out, and well, it was another one, I can't remember the breakdance movies, but the breakdancing movies had just like came out. When the movies was out, I wasn't really on the breaking like that or nothing like that. But to see that happen in real life right in front of me, I was like, wow. So, I'm gonna have to bite my steak for this thing dry out. I'm gonna taste all the flavor. Perfect seasoning. Throat feeling a lot better. Because I wouldn't have been able to eat this yesterday. But I feel like my dad always being around crowds and entertaining people and making people happy. I seen that was something that they were doing. I was like, man, let me start breakdancing. So I started practicing breakdancing. Eventually, I got good enough where they wanted me to dance with them. And I remember these people wanted us to come and dance at this place. So, me being who I am, even though they were the ones who've been breakdancing the longest, I'm new to this breakdancing, but I got good really quick. I came in and they kind of like wanted me to be, because, you know, just my demeanor and how I talk and how I could articulate myself and how I could come in and, you know, I've always been a go-getter. So they wanted me to be like the head crew of the crew. So I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna do this. I said, first thing we gotta all do, we gotta go buy some Nike outfits. They were like, what? Well, yeah, if we finna do this, we finna, you know what I'm saying, start getting paid from this. Shit, we finna invest in ourselves. It was like, man, I ain't got no money for no Nike outfits. I said, bro, we gonna make it happen. We gonna make it happen. Nevertheless, I don't know how we came up with that money. We all had them Nike outfits before it was time for us to go to that event. And remember, my mom is 3 hours away. So, and she ain't worried about that because she got her own situations going on. So, but nevertheless, we started doing that. Had a passion for that for a long while, but I ain't gonna say a long while, for a while, maybe about a year. But then it started dying down. You know, people would still ask us to come and, you know, dance and stuff like that, but it just really wasn't like, like I'm gonna keep doing this. And then what started to happen was people wanted, you know what I'm saying, us to do this shit for free. You know what I'm saying? And like, dude, we not just no fucking clowns. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be just coming around performing everywhere for free. You know, so it just kind of discouraged me. So I stayed down there with her probably 2 or 3 years. Can't remember exactly. I was so young. But I remember I was like, I want to go back home. You know what I'm saying? When I first went, I was younger. I didn't really understand, but by this time, I understood things a lot more. So I kind of understood, I felt like I understood that, hey, y'all just don't even see y'all situation, but you know, this is cool, but this ain't funny. I want to come back home. I want to come and be around my family, my friends, and my cousin, Delano, and because Delano was my like ace boon coon, you know what I'm saying? So after that school year, came back home, transferred back into Chicago schools. And you know, 1 year after that, we moved from inner city, because violence had really started kicking up. And I think that was part of why my mom wanted me to move down there, because I think in that time she wanted to save money and she wanted to get that house. Now, miraculously, when I came back, my dad and her was still back together. Not knowing that my dad had another kid in between me and my sister, and my mom didn't know about it. So, and going back to that part about my dad and the kids, I told y'all my dad had a lot of kids outside of me and my mom. I mean, well, outside of my mom. And, you know, I just remember like meeting other kids and just being like, hey, this your brother. Hey, this your brother. Hey, this your sister. Hey, this your younger sister. This your other little brother. These your other two little sisters. Like, what? Like, it's your older brother, Michael. Your older sister, Rhonda. Like, what? You know, so it was like, I don't know. It wasn't like I was mad at him, but it was like, more or less, I feel that, you know, even as a kid, as long as you know I can comprehend and understand, you could have been told me about them. You didn't have to, you know, but of course he didn't want to let it be known to my mom. So that's what, you know, I didn't never get mad at my dad, but I did say that I never would want, you know, that feeling on any child of mine. So I would never want any of my children to feel like, hey, one day I'm gonna just pop up and say, hey, this your little brother, this your little sister, or this your big brother or sister. Like, no, not gonna happen. So I learned a lesson from that. And I never did it. So jumping back into the story, basically came back to Chicago. Mom and dad back together. And they buy a house. We had been staying in apartments our whole entire life. A house, that's only for rich people. Like, from what we knew, have your own house with your own land, your own backyard. Unheard of. As far as, now my dad, his mom had her own house, but on my mom's side, no. But the community raised us. So we never felt like it was ever gonna be anything different from that. Because the community was so tight niche and took care of one another. But moved out to the birds, went to school. I did horrible in school, y'all. Horrible. Only class I passed most of the time was math until we got to algebra and gym and shop, automotive shop. I was good at that. But I met a teacher there named Mr. Mack, and he was in the cars. Not only was he in the cars, he was in the model cars, building model cars, but he was also into building real cars. Well, excuse me, y'all, hold on a second. Yeah, so he was in the building cars and model cars. So I used to actually, because I used to skip school so much, and I was always in detention. And he was not only he taught certain classes, but he was the dean, the detention dean. He was a person that if you went to detention, you had to sit down with him, and he just made sure that everybody was, doing their thing. But I remember one day, he brought a pickup truck model car to dean class. And I said, what? I went up to him, I said, you into model cars? I love model cars. He was like, oh yeah? I was like, yeah, I love them. Oh no, he was building like a 50s car. I was working on a pickup truck that I was making into a convertible. Yeah. This was before Dodge made that convertible pickup truck. I did one with a Chevy S10 pickup. So me and him kicked it off really well. I would go, and sometimes I would find myself going to detention, I feel like, just so that I can go and be with him. Because I didn't have him for no classes, except for automotive class. But I was terrible at school. But I did graduate. So that was good. And the bad is that we lived in a good suburb. A couple suburbs over, one so good, Harvey, Markham. So There was the trenches. So my basketball skills had got pretty good by then. I was 5'11". No, I was probably like, back then I was probably like 5'10", 5'9". Dunking, I could jump really high. People used to be like, damn, you got hops. So I used to play a lot of basketball at the parks. I remember we used to play at this one park. And there's this dude named X. Used to come through in this blazer, hand painted, blue. Candy painted blue with gold flakes. And he had some extracurricular activities going on, and he was well known for it, but he also was a hooper. So he used to come out there and hoop, and we eventually just started, you know what I'm saying, playing. And I'm like, damn, homie, how you getting that? You know what I'm saying? I already knew. But it was like, man, bro, you gotta let me in, man. Let me in the door. Him, Tony, with the blue Camaro, had candy painted cars, Nyako, y'all from Markham, doing it. Biz, doing it. And man, just just wanted to, man, ride clean like them until I was in the cars. Now this was before I had my first car. So shortly after that, I turned 16 on my 16th birthday, because I had started getting down a little bit. Bought me a car. 1977 Delta 88 4-door Brown. I'm on Cicero out west. Little cheap lots. And two of my cousins, Lana with me. Rest in peace, cuz, love you. And found this car, man. It was an old school. Big chrome bumpers. I knew I put some wheels on it. I'm gonna be able to ride with the guys and give respect. Especially like with some paint on it too. So saved up money, bought me some wheels. Down. Only paint I could afford back then, that Road Shop Special. It was like $500. Man, I rode that car because I got hit. Mad as hell. Mad as hell. But the police used to always mess with me in that car anyway. So they used to see me coming in and out of Markham, Bel Air all the time. And so, you know, they had their suspicions. Too much fat on that piece. Same thought. Okay, cool with that one. But so about that state. Time went on. My dad had started working his first job selling cars, making so much money. I had never seen a person do the numbers he was doing. Because he had that hustler mentality his whole life. And they put him in the sales floor with all them fish. He sharked them. Man. So my dad was working his first job. This is years later. After the other stuff, and I had been gone away and then came back. But after my car got crashed, he found me a Monte Carlo SS Silver that they had took on trade. And the car was a little, I think I needed a tune-up. Other than that, it had been hit before. It had a little body work on one of the doors, I believe. But other than that, the car was clean. And I loved it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So Mac texting me. Hold on, y'all see. Yo. What up, man?
Hey, I'm heading over to the shop now, so if you want to come by.
All right. Yeah, that traffic, I'll probably just try to wait. You gonna be there in the morning?
Possibly. I'm not sure. For sure Sunday I'll be there. For sure.
Okay.
For sure Sunday morning because I got to turn in a car.
Okay. Well, let me know if you come tomorrow morning. If not, then call me Sunday morning, and I'll come Sunday.
Okay.
All right.
I think tomorrow morning, honestly, I don't think I'll be going, but if I do, I will call you.
All right, for sure.
All right. That's my fault that I couldn't today, bro. It's just.
No, I get it, bro. Hey, the world don't revolve around me. I don't expect it to.
No. God just blessed me, bro. So I had to just trust in the process. But don't worry, bro. I'll take care of it for you, all right?
All right, for sure.
All right, bro.
All right,
I'll let you know tomorrow. If anything, worst case Sunday, 100%.
All right, bet.
All right, I'll let you.
Later. My bad, y'all. So that's my boy, Wrap Up 305. Yeah, the traffic going all the way where he at right now. It'd be crazy. Huh. I'm gonna just wait. But yeah, so yeah, going back to what I was saying, my dad found me this Monte Carlo SS, true SS, 1985. And I love that car, man. That's kind of like the first car, it brought me into the game, but when I got that car, man, y'all don't understand. Your boy Stunner Reese was on a whole nother level, like knowing that I got an SS and the car was like, it was nice. Again, we traded in because it wasn't running too good, but I mean, I knew I could fix it, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I was always like a little handyman with, tinkering with my own stuff. And I learned real early on how to change spark plugs, wires, and also, fluids, hoses, belts, brake pads, the essential stuff, tires, wheels, not tires, but changing rims, taking rims off and on, and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then, from there, but then I got into dirt bikes too. Got me dirt bikes. And just kept escalating, man, with the whole motorsport, love for motorsport thing. It just never ever ended. Never ended. So, I don't know, guys. But that's my basic story. I'll probably one day come back and, finish that up. But yeah, man, for the most part, that's the basic story, man, of how I kind of got my drive of my cars, my drive of my hustle, and also my drive of being clean and being loyal and being consistent. So yeah. But I'll holler at y'all. It's your boy. Peace. All right, gang. Here's your opportunity to win my custom Maserati Ghibli, aka Mossberg. All you got to do to get entered is to buy one of my screensavers, and yes, my Maserati could be yours. The car is sitting on custom air ride. The car has a ground effect kit, spoiler, rear window spoiler, custom wheels, and a custom wrap designed by me. All you got to do is click the link and grab your entries today, and you could be going home with this customized Maserati Ghibli sitting on air ride. Get entered today. Let's go. Click the link in the description. You are checking out the GALAUDI Black collection. It is the luxury trapper apparel. Trapper means take risk and prosper. This is a streetwear brand. This is a street fashion brand. Good for any occasions, clubs, parties. We got many different styles to choose from. Make sure you go and grab your GALAUDI Black apparel today. Visit us at www.stunnerisent.com. When y'all in these streets, you want to stay dangerous. Make sure you do it with GALAUDI Black. Make sure you click the link in the description and grab yours today. You will be entered to win a round trip ticket and a hotel stay to hang out with Stunneris on New Year's Eve with any GALAUDI Black purchase. Here we go. Boom.
Oh, perfect match, bro.
Bro, that's the one. That is cold. All the different selections, colors, too. Just depends on how you're feeling. Yeah. You can even do pink for Valentine's Day. It's coming up. That's different. Couple bolts, plug it in, plug and play. Super simple.
Run the rats like I want them. Count up the red, we gon' want them. Carrots, I want them.